Welcome to this new episode of Brainstorming. Every week we're here. You're never going to get tired of our beautiful faces. Our wives don't get tired, so probably we're hoping you don't get tired as well. But my friend Hiki, great to have you with me again, my friend. How are you today?
I'm even better now that I'm talking to you again. I'll never get tired, I'm sure of that. Um, Out of talking to you, seeing you, or talking about our project, about our brainstorming, the papers, the applications, everything that AI brings us.
That is awesome. So we're having some great feedback from the first weeks. And again, you can find us everywhere. You can find our short videos on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on LinkedIn. You can find our longer formats on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen or watch your podcast. Also, we have our YouTube channel that you can watch it there. The idea is to bring you different formats and respecting your time. So if you have a minute, we'll give you something that you can consume in a minute. If you have 20 minutes, it will be something like we're doing today again, where we discuss an academic paper. If you have close to an hour, then you can have our full discussion. So uh, we always want to give you something regardless of how much time you have to consume our content. And today we're going to talk about a very cool paper. It's called Low Code to Fight Climate Change, the Climaborough project from University of Luxembourg. I actually have a friend who is from Luxembourg. As small as the country is, I have somebody who I know who is from there. So believe it or not, I have to find someone from Liechtenstein. That would be cool. Then we have to find someone from Liechtenstein. But the
Crossing
idea,
off San Marino,
yes.
Monaco, um, Andorra.
Andorra. See, we learn geography with soccer, with football. That's how we do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the idea of the paper is it talks about the Climaborough project. It's a European Union funded initiative to help European cities achieve carbon neutrality by 2030. And the paper talks a little bit about the project, but the focus of the paper, and that's why we brought it here, and that's why we will discuss it today, is everybody's talking about vibe coding and everybody developing their own applications, their own systems. Here, actually, we have a practical application, and it shows the differences of low code and no code. I am the tech guy here, my friend. You, as the academia guy, what did you think about this paper?
I think it's fascinating. First, because before we talk about the low code and no code in action, um, the platform, the project, the Climaborough project, as they call it, is a great way to try to actually achieve those carbon neutrality um, measures or goals, right? That goes way beyond what we are used to seeing for probably over a decade now of cities and companies and countries promising net neutrality or carbon neutrality, um, and the feelings that it keeps getting pushed back because you can really only do so much. Well, you also have the problems of relying on politicians and the likes, but you also can only do so much with our human brains, and we will never be able to analyze data and create solutions as fast as AI can do. And it was just great to see AI being used to kind of do this quick scale up and testing and scaling up innovations that can lead to carbon reduction and improve, not improve, but try to address climate change and achieve carbon neutrality. But then you go to the low code, no code that you talked about, and maybe I can do a low code because I know a little bit, but I think I'm more like a borderline no code. I'm a one step beyond no code. And what that literally means, translating to human being terms, not weird terms, is that literally anyone can do it in the no code part. right? But it's the low code platform already allows people to kind of customize the Climaborough project, and their platform is called Besser, and customize the setup, the backend, the front end, and do that easily without being a tech expert. But then the no code means pretty much anyone can do it, right? It's like I guess that's another way to say it's user friendly, it's intuitive, right? You can do everything through clicking and dash buttons and dashboards, panels without needing to actually code on the back end. So it means anyone can use it and can um, kind of not copy it. Copy is the wrong word for that, but
I think it's more about visibility of the data, right?
yeah, and like yeah, and kind of replicate, I guess, that.
Now that's perfect. And just to give whoever is watching us, whoever is listening, a little bit like of a background, the idea here was we're talking about 9 different countries. We're talking about dozens of cities. So there's a lot of different dirty data, and I will use the term dirty data. So each city has their own systems, has their own processes. So the data that's coming from these different cities, they really need to be processed in a way that will feed what users are seeing in the front end, what they're seeing on the dashboard. So there is a lot of technical work being done in the background. But the key thing of this study and what they wanted to show the advantages of low code and no code is uh, basically the low code part is helping to speed up the process of development of this dashboard of what people are seeing, and combining the experiences that each city is having so other cities can quickly see what's working, what's not working, to reduce carbon emissions, to actually one city help each help one another. So it's a 4-year project. And the no code part is really cool because, again, administrative public administrative staff, they probably don't have the technical skills, and they want to be able to see that data and to have insights quickly in a way that they understand. So that's where the no code part comes in. uh, uh, Working on the dashboards, working on the different kind of information, to see it in a way that really meets their needs. And so we're talking about different needs with a common goal. And that is the cool thing about this project.
Yeah, and different solutions, right? In the end, it's different solutions for all the cities, and they can customize it in any way they need, but they can also copy it, replicate it from other cities. It's copy, but not copying the like bad sense of the word, right? You're
Let's
copying.
call it an inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. You can be inspired by Florence. I don't know if Florence is in the data set, but um, to achieve it in your city. And the other cool thing I thought about is that it's a, as you said, it's a 4-year project, which is a very short time for that, right? And to achieve carbon neutrality in 2030, which is 5 years away, and the 4-year project, if I'm not wrong, started in 2022.
23.
23 until 2026. Yes, it's 23 to 26.
Yes.
So you're developing it over 4 years to then, in another 4 years, achieve carbon neutrality, which is fascinating to think about. So it's not that far away, right? And it has the funding and the support from the European Union. So it's a very kind of not high level, but high level in the sense of the investments coming from way up top, right? But for a solution that is very local, very micro focused, and those cities and those needs. And that is something that is very hard to see anywhere. Even if you look at just a single company, often what um, the top management talks about and what is actually implemented in the daily day-to-day scale and processes of the employees is very disconnected. And in this case, you see how that, and not all that bridge is done by AI, but it's definitely helped by AI, how it can connect top level to the bottom of the, not the scale, but the bottom of the most local people, right? I'm not saying
Perfect.
bottom in the sense of importance, but it's from the leaders of the European Union to specific cities in specific countries. And without AI, they'd never be able to customize any solution, right? With an order came from the top to implement across cities, cultures,
No,
economic environments, etc.
it really is an effective funnel. It really is, coming from the top all the way to the bottom. And the one cool thing about, because in addition to the no code, low code showing the difference and showing the application, they also are using AI in a way that I really like when I see customers and then when I see companies using AI that way, that is basically in a way to use natural language, whether it's text or voice, to extract the insights from the huge data set that they have. So they use the concept of RAG, retrieval augmented generation. Probably if you follow AI, you've heard about it. But in this case, they really use the data from the city and the data from the project, using natural language to be able to extract insights that will help them understand the data, and will help them understand the solutions that are being applied in other cities in their own city. So it really is a perfect combination of a well-funded project with a strategy that comes from the top, that comes from the European Union, all the way to the cities in the different countries that are using it. Remember, different languages. We're talking about different languages here, so it's also another advantage of AI. Using no code to quickly build a dashboard that can be used with no code by the end user, and the cherry on the top, the AI agent that is able to use RAG, to use RAG, to using natural language, extract those insights from the data. So it's cool to see something working in the world, especially when we talk about the environment.
Yeah, and the one thing that I thought was fascinating on the no code is that it shows a dashboard created as an example for Torino in Italy. And it shows as if you, the agent, a person that is a city manager, that needs no experience, that has probably no experience with coding and doesn't need it, can type in a sort of AI assistant, create a line chart with the KPI of the amount of collected textile waste. So you're probably a textile waste manager or a waste manager, city waste, whatever, right? But you want to see the textile waste, and they create a dashboard that shows the locations of collection of waste, the volume of collected textile clothes per month, the KPIs compared to the baseline levels, and the pie chart of collected waste, textile waste versus other kinds of waste in the city. Right, so you asked one thing and you got 4 graphs that probably talk and explain a lot of what you want to see there, right, to measure whatever it is that you're trying to measure regarding textile waste. And that's just one example, and you need literally 2 lines of a phrase, not of code, a phrase that they do it, right? And then you can save, you can create our charts. They give you options of different types of charts. You can reorganize it. Anyway, like it seems very, very interactive. And the other thing that got me intrigued, just very quickly, is that the last sentence on the conclusion, they say they plan to integrate the Climaborough platform to other climate initiatives, up 2030 net zero cities platform, And that leads me to think that there is another step that can be achieved, which is a more comprehensive platform that kind of encompasses all small projects that are going on nowadays and are probably, if we will ever be able to combat climate change, that is the way to go. An automated system using artificial intelligence that can drive upper management, upper level decisions and commands, right? Directives to actionable, not to try to use only jargon words, but to actionable insights and activities, right, on each city that you can adapt and manage per city without being a one size fits all sort of solution, which is what's usually done because that's what human beings can do with human brains, right? It's very hard for us to customize effectively per city because we lack that knowledge and that capacity of data analysis and understanding.
That is awesome, my friend. And that's again what we want with these shorter videos when we discuss these academic papers is to show you that yes, there's a lot of great content out there. We already talked about it. You can watch the latest features from OpenAI, from Anthropic, from Google, whatever. You can watch how-to videos to learn how to do prompt engineering, how to code, whatever. But what we want to show is that academia is a great source of practical examples of use of AI. And that's what we want to bring. Since nobody's talking about it, let us do it. So I used to have Enrique all for myself, like to share his knowledge with me. Now I finally convince him, and we can share with you guys to show the power of what is being discussed in academia. So again, it's not only boring stuff. It's not only good-looking faces. It's actually practical information that can help you implement a strategy in your business. Talking about implementing the strategy in your business, and I'm getting so good on these bridges. I didn't even plan this or think about it. But do not forget our link. It's in the episode description where you can get a free AI blueprint for your business. So what we ask from you is to answer our assessment. And basically, it's a long assessment, but it will give us all the information we need to be able to provide you with a custom blueprint to help you start implementing AI in your business. And Enrique will use the data also for his studies. We are working on something really special to create a community where the same way as a Climaborough project, cities are helping each other. We want to create a community where businesses help each other, and we're going to use that data to do that. I'm getting good on this. This wasn't even planned.
Amazing. Spot on. And any data used on any studies, you get the results of it and the insights from it that apply not just to your company, but to kind of the overall set of companies that are implementing AI. So you can see not only what your outcome was, but also what the overall broad outcome was.
Anonymized data, very important. Anonymized data privacy is something that
100% anonymized, but you know what it did to you, and then you see what it did to the broader population, right? And can even benchmark or compare and contrast.
Exactly. That's our goal. We're just starting, man. We're just starting.
Yep.
We have a lot to discuss the coming months, and we please give us your feedback. If you found a cool paper that you didn't understand, you want us to discuss, send it to us. Send us the link. We'll put the link of this paper on the episode description as well. And we will be back next week with our full hour discussion where we talk in a little bit more depth about business strategy. And yes, we also include an academic paper, and we have a really cool one to talk about. But next week will be the full discussion. Then we'll be back the other week with these shorter discussions. My friend, so great to see you again. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.